And good morning. It's Sunday. It's ATW All Things Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Twist, and she's back. The queen of
I'm
ATW. It's Heel Liz. Good
I'm
morning.
back. Good morning. Oh my god, it's been a minute.
Right? Shit. You were on vacation for a while, and we just haven't been able to connect for the last few weeks.
I
We had our 50th episode a little while back. It was really fun. It was funny. I don't know if you
I
got a
did
chance to catch it, but it was it
yes,
was it was pretty fucking funny. We
I
had a
did get to
blast.
see that. It
We
was
had a
awesome.
blast.
I know,
So
I saw.
shit, what have you been up to?
A lot.
Right?
I've been up
How
to
much
a
time?
lot.
How much time we got today?
Right? No, but it's been great. It's been a wonderful roller coaster being back from vacation and just going harder than ever has been amazing. I just well, first of all, last night I got to host my first ever wrestling show, indie show out here in Southern California. So
Well,
huge shout
tell us
out to
all about
Venue
that.
Wrestling. Yeah, oh my God. So the it was in un I don't think I can really put into words exactly what the experience was, because it was amazing just all around. Venue Wrestling has always been an amazing promotion to me personally. So it's kind of like it felt good to be able to do it there because of like they kind of feel like home. Like I've been with going to Venue Wrestling since like their second show. Um,
Right.
and they've had multiple shows, but throughout the year I've been blessed to be able to go to their venue, to their promotion, and be able to interview their talent. So most of my interviews that you guys have seen on my Instagram has come through Venue Wrestling, aside from PCW. But it was a wonderful experience. I would definitely do it again. I was shit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. All week I was like panicking out. But no, they made sure to let me know, like, just go out there, have fun, just enjoy it, just intake, the crowd's energy, things like that. So everyone was very, very understanding that it was my first time doing anything like this. So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to Lucha Libre Online as well. I think if it wasn't as well for Lucha Libre Online, I wouldn't be getting the opportunities that I'm getting now. Maybe I would be getting them, or I wouldn't. Who knows? But they have been a huge part of all the opportunities that I've been getting. But shit, aside from that, I've been hella busy, just back to back indie shows. So it's amazing to be back 3 weeks without wrestling, especially for me. Uh, so it was great. I've been loving it. I've been having fun. Um, I don't know. There isn't much there isn't many words that I can describe what this journey has been like the last 3 weeks, but I'm forever grateful for everything that I've been doing and the opportunities that I've been given. So, but
Well, that's
I'm back.
awesome. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Um, so, no shocker here, but we know who the new AEW World Champion is. Shout out to MJF. Congrats to MJF on winning last night at AEW All Out pay per view, which was a pretty solid pay per view, I would say. Um, some of the matches were but they had a pretty jam packed card. I'm not going to give too many spoilers away because I know you didn't catch it, but let's talk about MJF. What are your thoughts on him being the man in AEW now?
Honestly, okay, I was doubtful about him turning babyface because it's not, I don't know, it's not something that I saw coming.
Right,
But honestly, he's owning the role. He's kind of doing a little bit of both. He goes in there and he's the baby face, like he's the person that everyone's cheering for, but he still lets it be known that he's still MJF. Like,
right.
he still has that mouth. So, I'm loving it. I like what's going on. I did see that spoiler that I guess William Regal helped him out in this win. I
Yeah,
haven't
so
seen
he's
the
not a
match.
baby face. So he's
So
definitely
yeah,
not the baby face.
yeah, exactly. I think it was just a lot of people expected him or portrayed him to turn babyface since, his return and everyone, kind of being on his side. But it's like, I feel like he got everyone behind him because of who he is. So I mean, honestly, I feel like MJF just kind of like he just kills it. So honestly, I'm excited for this. I was looking forward to this. I think this is something that we've all been looking forward to, especially because he has been with the company since day one. So I feel like a championship around his waist was kind of to be coming. And then after, everything that, he was gone for months after LA. So it's amazing to see him back and to see him just, just do his thing. The whole William Regal, I had actually seen a post earlier if we would like to see him with the BCC or just William Regal and him on his own. And I think honestly, for me, I would love to see just William Regal and MJF just kind of do their own thing instead of joining the BCC and kicking out Moxley. But I'm shocked Moxley lost his title so fast. But I feel like this dude is just, they're not. I don't know, but it's great. I love to see MJF out there doing his thing. So I'm looking
Now,
forward to this run.
do you think that with this, can AEW finally put the CM Punk debacle behind them? Or how long is CM Punk going to cast this shadow over AEW? Because, like, people still can't stop talking about it. They just pulled CM Punk off of the cover of their video game. They replaced CM Punk on the video game. I don't know if you've caught it or not, but CM Punk is doing commentary for the MMA organization that he was in, and he was kind of poking fun at himself at what happened in AEW. It seems like this news or the CM Punk thing just can't be put to bed. So what do you think on that? What are your thoughts on CM Punk?
I mean, I feel like no matter what, it's going to be talked about. I mean, everything that he did in WWE, how many years didn't people fucking talk about it? It's CM Punk, he's always going to be the center of attention when it comes to certain topics. And I feel like these being those type of topics, I mean, whether it's AEW or WWE, no one's going to stop talking about it, no matter how long it's been. So I feel like the dude's just getting the attention that he wanted. Don't get me wrong, I'm a CM Punk fan, but I mean, shit, I don't know. He's just something else. But I don't think it's going to be a topic that it's going to be dropped anytime soon. Especially because of what he said and what he did during that scrum. So it's definitely not something that is just going to be dropped and, just forgotten about. The internet doesn't forget about shit. If there's anything we all know, the internet doesn't forget anything. So I don't think it's going to be dropped anytime soon. But I mean, shit, to his own. I mean, he has to get a paycheck somewhere, right? So him being on, anime and just, pushing those little buttons of what he did and discreetly or whatever. But I think he's just adding more to want to get that attention. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think if we give it that attention, it's just going to grow. But, of course, everybody likes to nitpick everything that is said. So it's not going to be dropped anytime soon. But
can we play devil's advocate for a minute? Could this be the ultimate storyline? If you go back and look at all the little pieces, right? Could this be the storyline that builds up CM Punk versus MJF? Is CM Punk really gone from AEW? No one really knows. We don't know if he's really gone from AEW. We don't know if he was released. We don't know if this media scrum that they call it is all a fucking story. I mean, if this is a storyline,
it's a long-ass storyline.
It's a long-ass storyline, but it could be some of the best storyline ever because, I mean, how much attention did CM Punk get? How much attention does AEW get? Whether, they say all press is good press, is that true? In the wrestling world, I think it might be true. So if this is a story and we see CM Punk come back once he's not injured to challenge MJF, I mean, it's kind of a great story. I think that could be wishful thinking last night at the pay-per-view, the crowd was chanting fuck
Fuck
CM Punk.
CM. I did see a couple tweets about that. Honestly, I can see it be a storyline. The only reason why is because how long didn't this MJF shit drag? You know, I mean,
Right.
you were like they should have done it like straight up, but I feel like the way that shit was done properly. They waited their cool fucking minute for him to come back, give him the fucking chip, and be like, "Oh, you're a fucking champion now." Months fucking after he did the whole fucking debacle shit. So I feel like if it's a fucking storyline, they're gonna fucking drag it. Just like they did with MJF. So I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk does come back and starts throwing out the whole, well, because of blah blah blah, like all of this shit that happened, I got taken off, off of that shit. I got suspended. We all know his homie got, dropped. But as far as CM Punk, there's no official word aside from what we all assume that Tony Khan's trying to buy him out of his contract. I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure he has, a very well set contract. I don't think that. I feel like the attention that Tony Khan is getting, whether it's good or bad, is at the end of the day, it's getting people to talk about AEW. It's getting people to want to tune in to find out what the fuck's gonna happen, who the fuck's gonna come back out, who's gonna do what. So at the end of the day, I feel like CM Punk's not going to be dropped or released from his contract. If he is, that's going to be a fucking surprise. No matter how much shit a lot of people are talking about, how he's a cancer to wrestling, all of this, blah, 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 blah. The dude's making money for the fucking companies at the end of the day. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, they're selling his merchandise, and they released new merchandise. So it's like some of that shit just doesn't make sense. But
2 + 2 is not equaling 4.
I don't know. 2 + 2 is equaling ? But
exactly.
I don't know. And then you got all this speculation. People have interviewed Triple H and asked him if he'd be willing to have CM Punk back in the company, back in WWE. I had a really good idea for a storyline if CM Punk did show up in WWE. I mean, you could say whatever you want about CM Punk.
To show up and be like, I fuck shit up over there.
I mean, in wrestling, the door's never closed on anybody. I mean, if Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, these guys, if they can come back to the WWE, that means anybody can come back. You know what I mean? I mean, Bret Hart spit in Vince McMahon's face, and he came back. Hulk Hogan testified against the WWE in the steroid scandal back in the early 90s, went to WCW. He came back. So it's like CM Punk didn't do anything on that scale. So for him to come back to the WWE is really not that far-fetched. Even after what just happened in AEW, it could be a perfect way to bring him back to WWE, and he could show up at the Royal Rumble. I mean, you never know. They could build it to where it could be Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. Cody Rhodes could be like, hey, I went over there, I helped build that company, and then you try to tear it down. They could do that. I mean, there's the possibilities in wreshling they're endless. You know what I mean? And controversy creates cash. And how much shit would that stir up if CM Punk ends up showing up over on Monday Night Raw or fucking SmackDown, or he shows up at the Royal Rumble? I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I think the WWE fans would embrace CM Punk if he came back. What do you think?
The WWE Stan fans would definitely embrace CM Punk back. Yeah. Anyone who is all about WWE and only about WWE would be fucking happy that CM Punk is back. Because of what he did in AEW. But honestly, shit, I totally love that. I would love to see CM Punk come back and go against Cody and have that specific storyline. But we all know once Cody comes back, he's most likely going for those titles. For Roman, who knows? Hopefully he comes back for Royal Rumble, at least from what we've all been seeing. It seems like he pretty much is going to be back for Royal Rumble. So I'm excited to see Cody back. But CM Punk, this dude, I mean, wherever he
He
goes,
still got us talking.
Exactly. Wherever he goes, you seen that meme where he's like knocking down doors as a Grim Reaper, and the last stop is Impact Wrestling.
Impact, right? Yeah, right.
So I mean, who knows where the fuck this is gonna show after being able to be released, or if he does get released from AEW. Like we said, he's still in contract as of right now, so we don't know where the fuck he's gonna end up. But wherever it is, he's gonna be juicy.
Well, let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about WWE. We got a lot to catch up on. What are your thoughts now that Triple H is pretty much in full swing running the company? Are you still happy with the direction that WWE is heading in? Do you feel like it's starting to get a little stale again? It seems like the same old bullshit. Roman Reigns is still champion. It doesn't look like he's going to lose it anytime soon.
I don't think so.
What do you think? I mean, are you following on what's happening leading up to Survivor Series right now?
I have been watching it, not religiously. But honestly, for me, I love what Triple H is doing. He's still setting his stones to see exactly where. I feel like he's ending the year with trying to get the roster that he wants. Right. So I think that's we're still in that position, even though he has been in charge for the last 2 months. He is still putting his ducks in a row, so that way he goes into the new year with the roster that he legit wants. He's still bringing back people. He's still, moving pieces around and stuff, whether it's moving people from Raw to SmackDown to NXT, or the other way around, NXT to SmackDown and Raw. SmackDown, moving his whole entire roster around. I think he's still trying to figure out where he's trying to go with it, but he's still giving us good storylines, still good matches, very well put pay-per-views. So I'll go ahead and say that.
I think that for Survivor Series, I think they're setting the stage for the end of the bloodline. So
you think so?
Kevin Owens has joined the Brutes, or whatever the hell they're called, Sheamus and McIntyre and all that. So, you know the history between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're best friends, former best friends, still friends, whatever you want to call it. Sami Zayn has been probably one of the most entertaining things WWE has done in a long time when it comes to just really any of the storylines. Sami Zayn, I haven't always been a big fan of Sami Zayn, but the Bloodline storyline is fucking entertaining as hell, right? Between him and the Usos causing friction between the brothers, you got Roman Reigns kind of siding with Sami Zayn and really picking him. Like, I feel like Kevin Owens on the other side in that match against Survivor Series, I feel like something's going to happen where Sami Zayn is somehow going to help Kevin Owens. It's going to be something. It might be unintentional, or it could be intentional, to maybe where he causes the Bloodline to lose that match against the Brutes, right? And then it just causes more friction between the Usos and Roman and Solo, Sikoa, and Sammy trying to maybe fix that, try to like, something's going to happen to where it's going to be between Sammy and KO. And I think that's going to start where we're going to see maybe the Bloodline you're going to have a lot of fighting, with the brothers, with Roman, with Sammy. I don't know. That's my thought. I don't think it'll be quick. I think it'll be like a build-up. Yeah, it'll be a gradual build-up to where we're going to see maybe the end of the Bloodline, I think, because I think it's time.
Honestly, I could see that. I could see that. Right? For me, I agree with you. I'm a roller coaster when it comes to Sami Zayn. I know this dude is good. He's good in the ring. He does this thing and all that stuff. Hollywood Liz and Tony breaking news. Yes, what's up? What's up, Kenny? But for me, like I said, I'm a roller coaster when it comes to Sami Zayn. But this
Right.
whole thing with the bloodline, oh Lord, this dude has become my favorite fucking goddamn character.
Right.
He is something else. He has like I feel like just the entire storyline with the bloodline and the whole Jimmy and Jay shit going on, Solo Sikoa, all this. I feel like anytime that they're put on screen, like these dudes make it fucking work. I like what Sami Zayn brought to this table because I was not digging the whole him going all crazy and thinking that there was like a what's it called, conspiracy against him.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that for me was not it. I didn't
Yeah.
like it. Anytime that he came out and was doing all of that stuff, I was just
Yep.
like,
Fuck this.
I'm like, again. Exactly. And then when they were kind of teasing that Kevin Owens was going that same direction, I was just like,
Right.
no. I was like, why?
Right.
Like, it wasn't my thing. But before that, like the Sammy before that, I was into it. I was just like, okay, like, this dude is all bubbly, all jumpy, on,
Right.
dancing and everything. Like, but once he started turning out, like he turned to that conspiracy shit, I was just like, it's not it for
Yeah.
me, boy. But once he did the whole bloodline thing, and I feel like it gradually built for him to be more of a, more of like trying to add a little bit of comedy to the bloodline because they were hella serious. Their whole
Right.
entire coming
Yeah.
into their whole entire run of them becoming the bloodline and everything. It was just all serious. It was all business, everything. So with him being added on there, it did add a little bit more of that fun to it. And I feel like he was the perfect person for that. But with Kevin Owens coming back, I can definitely see for me, since this whole Sami Zayn thing started, I was like, this dude is gonna get into everyone's head. So sooner or later, he's gonna be the one that's gonna be facing Roman for those titles. Whether he wins or he loses, doesn't matter. But for me, I just thought from the get-go, this dude is gonna have something to do with him eventually splitting them up, but him having that title match. But with Cody Rhodes coming back and everything, I was like, okay, I don't think that's going to happen. Then Cody got injured. So I was just like,
Right.
maybe we are going to go that direction. And now with Kevin Owens, I know he was injured and now, returning and going with the Brawling Brutes and, having that whole Survivor Series shit going on. Like, I'm pretty sure he may have something to do with them losing, or maybe they're going to take the win and Jimmy and Jay are still gonna go back and forth because they're still not agreeing with the fuck that the shit that Sammy's doing. But
I have a different take on it, but go ahead, finish. I got a really good take on it.
But at the end of the day, I love what Sammy's doing. He's doing a phenomenal fucking job when it comes with the bloodline. He's hella fucking entertaining, So I love it. I love what's going on. But at the end of the day, like I said, he is gonna have something to do with the bloodline splitting up. But I think he's just going more towards the title. He's more of a strategic type of like what they're doing here. I think he's just trying to get in everyone's head, get on everyone's good side, and all that stuff. But if Kevin Owens has anything to do with it, I really hope we get on-screen segments. So they're teasing that he's, turning. It's not just like a slow thing where we're assuming, but it's more of a like, you can see him in his ear. I would have so much fun with that shit because, of course, then you're gonna have the same thing with like what happened with Heyman and Brock Lesnar, where Roman was trying to figure out if Heyman was actually on his side or not. He was questioning him, like, regarding to shit about Brock Lesnar. And then they were teasing about how they were still kind of like a thing. So I kind of want to see, I would like to see something similar to it. Of course, not the same thing because obviously it's just gonna be the same fucking shit, but something along those lines where we kind of see Kevin Owens just, getting in his ear and we assume, but they were like, bam, guess what? He's still not your homie. But I'm coming after that title. Who knows? I don't know. Like we said, wrestling is endless ideas of, what could fucking happen. But go ahead. Let me know. What do you think?
I think during Survivor Series, like I said, I think there's going to be something that happens between KO and Sammy, and it's going to cause a lot of friction between the bloodline, mainly the Uso brothers. I think they're going to build up to where Sammy's going to end up having to choose something, and then I think Sammy and KO are going to go against the Usos for the tag team championship and going to end up taking the belts from the Usos. I think
Shit.
that's what's going to happen. I think that's going to be at the Rumble. I think somehow between Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, that's like 2 months. They're going to really tease the hell out of it. You know, is Sammy with the bloodline? Is Sammy with KO? His former best friend, or is he with the bloodline? It's going to be a lot of back and forth, kind of like you were saying, between Heyman and Roman and Brock. It's going to be something similar. And in that time, I think when you come to the Rumble, I think it's going to be KO and Sammy for the tag team championship. They end up taking the belts from the Usos. That causes Roman to get pissed off, and you're going to see a breakdown of the bloodline. I think that's what's going to happen leading up through Rumble all the way to Mania. I think Roman's going to have the belt till WrestleMania, and whoever they decide is going to go up against Roman at Mania, you know, I mean, that's 6 months away. I think it's going to end up at Mania. Roman ends up losing the belt. The Usos lose their belts. All the belts are gone from the bloodline, and that's basically the end of the bloodline. You're going to see a long break. I think you're not going to see Roman for a long time. I think he's going to go on a long hiatus after that.
I agree. I honestly do think that. I feel like once he drops
those I'm calling it right now.
I think once those titles are dropped, I think he is going to leave for a minute, because this dude, I mean, he already got his contract of how many shows he's doing shortened down, as he's still the fucking champion and holding both fucking titles. So it's like, my boy, why the fuck did you want them if you're gonna cut your fucking goddamn time in half? But whatever, you know. But do you think those titles are gonna be split at Mania, or you think someone else is gonna become the undisputed champion? I think they should just be fucking split already. Either that or just fucking do one fucking title at the end of the fucking day. They're just gonna have one champion. But I mean, don't get me wrong, those 2 titles around his fucking goddamn waist, or Heyman fucking carrying those shits, it looks good. It looks fucking good. But I'm pretty sure luggage gets pretty heavy. Having to carry those.
Yeah. No, I would like to see having the 2 belts thing. I don't know. I kind of like, I think if you have a world champion, I think for the men or for the women, I think they should be on both shows, personally, and they should just get rid of the 2 belts and just have one, you know, WWE World Championship belt, do a new belt or something. I don't know. I don't like the 2 belts. I think the champion should be on both shows. I don't think the champion should be on SmackDown or just on Raw. Like, you're the world champ. You're the face of the WWE. You should be on, on all the shows, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion.
See, Daniel Escobedo said, I heard that they're going to unify with a new belt. Honestly, I can see that because the way of how Survivor Series was set up this year. Like it's not your ordinary Survivor Series. It's not your SmackDown versus Raw or your SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT, which I expected that to come back because of Triple H, but he was just like, nope. We're doing something else. We're doing something different. And that was just not doing a SmackDown versus Raw thing. So if that is the goal, that it's not going to be one versus the other, I can definitely see them unifying a title and just making one. But the thing is, see, WWE has changed a lot when it comes to all this. Like back then, they used to hella fucking travel. Now you know that they basically show up like a day before, and that same night or the following day, they're back home. And I feel like if you were to have one champion for both brands, one is traveling on Monday, the other one's traveling on Friday. Unless they're there from Thursday to Monday, they're going to be gone from their family again. And I don't think that's something that Triple H wants to do. Of like what Vince McMahon had from back in the days, and it slowly shifted. So I feel like them going back to that as even being the main champion. I mean, I feel like if you're going into the roles to be expected that, they're going to expect shit from you, especially a little bit more time. But I don't know. I don't see one champion going to both shows on a weekly basis. Unless it's like one week they show up on Raw and the next week they show up on SmackDown, or some shit like
I mean,
that.
they could do that. I mean,
They
that would be cool.
Yeah, so I mean, unless they do something like that, I can see the one champion thing going, one single championship. Um, but I don't know. I like having, the thing is that we don't know where exactly Triple H is going with this. If we're gonna keep both brands as being versus each other, because if we are, then shit, have their own champions, they already have their own mid card championships. They have like their own women's championships. All that stuff, might as well keep the men separated and have their own titles and stuff like that. But if they are going to be joined where it's not SmackDown versus Raw, then shit, just do one fucking champion, bro. One
Right.
fucking belt. But I love what Roman is doing. Roman has been fucking killing it since he actually got these titles, although a lot of people are over it and want to see these titles removed from him. But overall, I think he's doing a phenomenal job when it comes to just his specific role. He's fucking owning it. And I think he made himself to be the Roman that he is now, along through the criticism of what's going on with the bloodline and stuff, of them even starting the bloodline. I think he's just doing a phenomenal job. That's my opinion. I love it. I love what he's doing. I wasn't a fan of it at first. I was just kind of like,
Right.
But it grew on me like a lot. I'm just like, they won, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I like what they're doing. The whole bloodline thing, I think it works. For the generation that we are now, they definitely built something. They did something that's gonna lead up to future generations, and I love it. Now we just have to see what's gonna happen at Mania. If he keeps his titles from now to Mania, most likely. But now it's just up to who is going to be that person that's going to take these titles. Is it going to be Karrion Kross, how we all expect it to be? Is it going to be Drew McIntyre? Is it going to be Cody Rhodes? Could it be Kevin Owens? Like they're Sheamus. This whole on Friday, when they had their confrontation, I was just like, I fucking want to see that again. So I feel like right now, Triple H, like I said, he's rebuilding this entire roster, but using the same people, of course, and bringing back people that he had, but he's building them up to what he had in NXT, which is solid gimmicks, solid, I guess you can say, like, I don't know how to put this into words, but basically giving everybody like their own role, and a role that works for them, not something
Right.
that Vince pulled out of his fucking ass and was like, here. Austin Theory, for fucking example, is a perfect example. He came into the main roster, was literally babied through the whole thing, which we all hated. I loved it, babied as hell, was given the money in the bank freaking briefcase, all that stuff. But I feel like since Triple H took over, he's bringing back that Austin Theory that we had in NXT, which I was a huge fan of. So I feel like he is rebuilding his brand how he wants. He's rebuilding the brand how he wants, and every wrestler and stuff. So I feel like he's giving everybody what works for them, not something that is trying to be pushed onto the crowd and be liked. But honestly, I'm disappointed that he lost that money in the bank briefcase, because I did like the whole that whole thing that they were doing of like anytime that he tried to cash in, it wasn't it wasn't like actually going through. And when they actually called it, I was like, what? So that is the one thing that I was like, damn, I wish he could have just kept that a little bit longer, and could have kept that that little bit of that that storyline going, that there's always somebody interrupting. Like, I feel like at that point it shouldn't have been completely cashed in. I feel like Bobby Lashley should have been part of him not cashing in. That, I think it would have added on to what has already been happening with that briefcase. But I mean, shit, I love where it's going. I like that he's bringing back the old Austin Theory slowly. Like, he's making it work through the storyline, and he's not just pulling him out of TV and be like, okay, this is going to be you, and then we're going to, you know, bring you back out there and you're the new Austin Theory, you know. So I like what he's doing.
What do you think? Because we haven't talked because you were on vacation. What do you think about Bray Wyatt? Have you been happy with how they brought him back? With what they're doing right now? What do you where do you think they're headed? How are you feeling about the whole Bray Wyatt thing?
Honestly, I'm a little confused still with what they're doing with Bray Wyatt. But I like it because it's not the Bray Wyatt that we expected. It's not the Fiend as we expected. Everybody expected that to return because of all these cryptic shit that we had going on. We're like, okay, like, you know, how is he gonna come back after being burnt? You know, is he bringing back a mask? Is he having another mask? Is he, you know, is he gonna be the Fiend? Is he gonna go back to Bray Wyatt, like, you know, when he had the Wyatt family? So I feel like this is something new for him. But I'm not gonna lie, and I think I've mentioned this before, not on the show, but I have mentioned this before, that I feel like his gimmick now just gives me a lot of Bo Dallas vibes. So maybe it is them coming back, maybe both of them coming back eventually, or maybe he is back and we just don't know. You know, he is probably the masked guy, but it gives me a lot of Bo Dallas vibes. I don't know, maybe it's just me. You know, we all know they're brothers. But that's kind of what I felt with his first couple segments, and, you know, things that he came out and being like, you know, expressing himself. But honestly, I like what's going on, mostly because they're still doing that cryptic stuff in the back. You know, it's
Yeah.
not just like, we're still trying to figure out who the hell is in the Wyatt Six. We're still
Yeah,
trying
because
to figure out what's
I think that's what
cool.
they're teasing, and they're almost teasing maybe Karrion Cross and Scarlett. Maybe, yeah, like, I don't know. They're just I'm not sure where they're gonna go with all this, but it's interesting,
I
and
feel
I
like
think
it's so they're keeping it fun.
right, right. I think whatever they're gonna do, I think it's gonna be probably pretty big. Um, the Wyatt Six, I think there was a lot of speculation when he came back and they had all those different characters that they're like, everybody was like, oh, this person is that and this person's
Yes.
this, and so it's like, okay, like, is that where they're gonna head with it, or are all these like different personalities in his head and he's all these different characters? It's him. I don't know. It's keeping it interesting though. So I've always been a big Bray Wyatt fan. You know, the Wyatt family, the Fiend, all his different versions of his character. I think that they're giving him a lot more creative freedom now. So I'm very curious to see where it's going to end up.
Same, same. I feel it. I like it. I dig it. I like his new song though. I like his new song. So I feel like
Really,
this
I'm
is
not a big fan of his new music.
I
I like the old
I
music.
I like it because it goes with what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
Like, it's not something hardcore. It's something more mellow for him. So I like it. I feel like it goes with what he's doing. Um, that's the reason why I like it. I mean, it's a little catchy too, you know, but
yeah,
but I like it. I like where everything's going right now. Like I said, I feel like Triple H is still piecing the stuff together of how what he wants it, how he wants it. Um, and him just having full control is the shit. But let me go ahead and say I haven't been catching up on NXT. That's the one brand promotion that I kind of fell off on, especially after it became NXT 2.0. Even with, you know, NXT being switched off to all Shawn Michaels and everything, I'm still having, you know, I'm still not on it 100%. But I do like this whole deadline shit going on that they have. It's totally brand fucking new. I think it's you're in there for like what 20-25 minutes or something like that, and then you get however many pins that you can. You go into the penalty box and like all that shit. That I like. Something new to NXT or just new to WWE in general. So honestly, I feel like Triple H and Shawn Michaels are just fucking killing it, man. I feel like they've been having these ideas and just writing them in a fucking notebook, ready to be able to share them. And instead of sharing them with Vince McMahon and be like, hey, I have these ideas, this is something that you should probably do, they're fucking doing it. So I like it. I like where everything is going. I'm a fan of everything that's going on right now when it comes to WWE. AEW, I'm still kind of right now, I'm kind of a little bit falling off on it. But it's mostly because I'm just trying to catch up on a lot of shit. I missed a lot of wrestling while I was gone.
Right.
So I'm like trying to catch up to things, and I'm still trying to watch like the current stuff.
Right.
But I feel like AEW right now is just a little bit more like just streamlined. It's just like they're there on a weekly basis, but it's not something that has been like, oh my god,
Right.
so fucking crazy. Where in WWE you're just having all these fucking changes. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Triple H took over and stuff, but it's just a little bit, it has a little bit more of entertainment in it.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I think that's always been the thing with WWE. And I agree, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, if they're running the show, I know everybody wants to see everything happen right away, but that's not how wrestling works. It's got to be storylines. It's got to be a buildup. There's got to be a payoff, right? I think the payoff with Roman and the bloodline and the way things, I mean, if you watch this show or you listen to the show, I wasn't always a big fan of the Roman Reigns bloodline long championship run, but I'm totally cool with him. I'm totally cool with him keeping it till Mania, and then the new era or whatever WWE, whatever direction they're heading after Mania, I think is going to be without Roman. That's what I'm seeing. So I don't know. As far as AEW goes, now that MJF is the champ, very well deserved. He's young. Let's see if he can take the ball and he can run with it. I'm curious to see who they're going to maybe pit against him now that William Regal has maybe sided with MJF and maybe he's out of the BCC or whatever the fuck they call it, the Blackpool Combat Club. If you know me and you know this show, you know that I think Bryan Danielson is the greatest fucking wrestler alive. I would love to see, Mox is gone now. Maybe, whatever story they put behind it, why he's going to, go away for a little while. If Bryan Danielson is out to take revenge for the BCC, they build up a feud between Bryan Danielson and MJF. That would be fucking awesome. But then again, Wardlow has a lot of beef with MJF still. So maybe they build up Wardlow versus MJF for the title. I don't know if Wardlow's ready to take on a world title type of feud, but I know you would love that.
hold on.
There you go.
I got my War Daddy shirt. But
So,
no, I feel
I don't
it.
know.
I know that I do know that he lost his TNT title last night. So maybe we could get a Wardlow versus MJF. I know that they had their shit going on, which is how Wardlow became, his own fucking character in AEW.
Right.
Is he ready for a world title? I mean, who the fuck is out, who the fuck is ready until you're, in that position? And then you show what you got, because I feel like the competition is just a little bit different once you have that main title. Everyone's after you. When you have the TNT title, yes, you have obviously people that want the same fucking title as you, but I feel like the competition just wasn't as crazy as it is for that AEW championship. Like people
Right.
are willing to fucking do whatever the fuck it takes to be able to even get the position of wanting of getting a fucking title match. Would I like to see MJF versus Wardlow again? Absolutely. But I feel like not now. MJF just got this shit. I feel like I think it should still be within his weight class. And then, slowly build him up to be able to defeat Wardlow, since Wardlow did defeat him at Double or Nothing. So definitely seeing, revenge type of match would be fucking amazing to, but I mean, anything could fucking happen in AEW.
Right.
Fucking Tony Khan just goes based off of whatever the fuck the people want. So,
Which
but
I feel is not always the best decision, but I mean
exactly,
that's
it shouldn't always be the best decision.
no.
But I
But
like where the women's division is going. I think this was the first pay per view where they had 3 women's matches. Kudos.
yeah.
Kudos to fucking Tony Khan. Thank you so much. And I think Soraya has a lot to do with it. And I knew she would. The second that she got signed and she was all elite, I was like, this woman is gonna fucking elevate the women's division. And I am so thankful Jamie Hayter became a fucking champion. Round of applause for that, because I have been waiting for Jamie Hayter to get a fucking title. I'm sorry, Tony, but I feel like Jamie Hayter should have gotten that title long before that.
I mean, are they gonna keep this bullshit interim championship thing? Because that's fucking stupid. I think
really
they
hope
need to
they
take
don't.
that belt off Thunder Rosa. Like, Jamie Hayter should be the women's champion, and that's it. I don't think she should be the interim champion.
Talking about Thunder Rosa, there is one thing that I like Thunder Rosa. I love Thunder Rosa. There's one thing I didn't like that she said recently. And that was her being at some press shit, whatever. She holds the title and they're like, you know, recording, interviewing. And the first thing that comes out of her mouth was, "It's been a minute since I've held this." Bitch, what the fuck you doing with it then?
Right?
Like, you know, first of all, if you're on injury and you're still a champion, do fucking interviews. Make yourself fucking relevant outside of the fucking goddamn brand. I'm sorry, but this shit just pissed me the fuck off. Like, that ass. Like, when I seen that, I took that shit off real quick. I was just like, I'm not even gonna watch the rest of the fuck. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you're gonna fucking talk about. I really don't fucking care anymore. That shit dead ass pissed me the fuck off. I'm just like, you as a champion, I don't give a shit if you're not fucking wrestling because you're fucking injured, but do something with the fucking goddamn title. Represent that you're a fucking champion. This girl sits there months after she's fucking been gone. I forgot what this feels like. It's, you know, it's been a minute.
Right.
Girl, like at that point, I feel like if you knew you were gonna be gone that long and you're not even fucking interested in fucking representing that fucking goddamn title, she should have been like, you know what, I'm gonna relinquish this shit. I'm gonna go, when I come back, I'm gonna go ahead and come back for that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Type of thing. So I feel like this interim shit right now, done. Like it should, it just fucking be, it's a fucking wrap. It should be a fucking wrap, especially after that shit. When I seen that, I was like, why? Why are you holding on to something that you have no interest in representing? You know, but I really hope that they do drop that interim shit, because it's fucking bullshit. At least with this title, I understand the other times that it happened with the men's title because so-and-so was gone for like a month. That's it. You know, they were gone for like 2-3 weeks, you know, 3-4 weeks, you know, whatever the fuck case was. They came back, they fought, you know, whatever. There was only one champion after that. Homegirl has been gone for months.
Yep.
Hasn't done shit. Hasn't even came out and done a fucking goddamn segment to even be like, hey, I'm still the fucking champion. You know?
Right.
So that for me, with the women's, I could accept it in the men's because of how shit has happened. And perfect example was CM Punk. He came out, said, I'm gonna relinquish this shit. Tony Khan didn't let him. He was like, no, we're gonna have an interim, because the dude was fucking gone for like 3-4 weeks. Again, 3 or 4 weeks, you know? And it's like, homegirl, you're not doing shit. You've been gone since the fucking summer. We're already about to hit winter, bitch. The fuck? Like, you know? Like, but
and there's all these rumors that, you know, she's difficult to work with, and, you know, she's holding people down or holding people back or refusing to work with somebody. It's like, I mean, unless you've been a top star in the business for like years, people really shouldn't be pulling that shit, because like, who the fuck is Thunder Rosa? Like, you know what I mean? If this chick showed up in WWE, they'd fucking put her in NXT. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not a superstar. In my view, I'm not saying I dislike her, but all the shit that people are saying about her, and it really kind of seems like, well, shit, where there's smoke, there's fire, and take that fucking belt off of her. You know what I mean? Make her come back and earn that shit.
I agree.
That's what I think.
I mean, it should be like, any other time where they're gone for so long and, they've come back and they're just like, you know what? I came back stronger than ever. I'm going to go ahead and prove it, shit like that. She's no Britt Baker. Yeah, she's no Britt Baker. But, I mean, like I said, Homegirl just needs to fucking come back, be like, here, give me this shit up. Give it to Jamie Hayter, whatever it is. But this interim shit, it gotta go. It gotta go, at least for this title. It's been too long.
Yep, I agree. And on that note, that's gonna do it for us today. Liz, what you got going on? What you hosting another show? You starting your own wrestling? Are you starting your own wrestling promotion? What's going on?
I'm starting my own promotion. No, I'm just playing. Today I have New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong here in Hollywood, California. I'm going just as a fan. I'm just trying to enjoy it. I had my fun yesterday being part of the show. So I'm just going in as a fan. But next week, Survivor Series, if you guys are in the SoCal area, Hollywood specifically, I will be hosting a pay-per-view watch party for the Survivor Series. So if you guys are there, it is a free entrance. You guys can go ahead and come in. They will have food vendors for you guys to purchase food, drinks, of course. It's a bar, so it's a 21 and over. 21 and over. Don't DM me if you 18 to 20 trying to get in. No.
Right. There you go.
I'm not getting busted for that. But again, yes. So today I'm going to be in Hollywood. Next week I'm going to be in Hollywood. So Hollywood Liz, yes.
So when are we just?
I guess
in the new year, you just need to change it on the screen. It just needs Hollywood Liz. That's it. You need to come out like old Hulk Hogan back in the day. You should do like a black beard and like a something, just sunglasses. Come out with some cool sunglasses, something.
I need to start doing that. But no, I have a lot going on. The week after that, December 3rd, I will be with the Wrestling Guy Stores booth at the LA Comic-Con. So keep an eye on for my cosplay on that. I am working on something great for that. Aside from that, I'll be in Vegas on December 10th. I will be part of the Pride Style Pro Wrestling show on December 10th. So if you guys are in the Vegas area or want to go ahead and fly out to Vegas for the 10th, shit, by all means, go ahead, stop by, say hi to your girl. But I will be in Vegas on December 10th. But aside from that, I think
from that, that's like a whole fucking list of shit. You're like, aside from that.
But aside from that, there's other shows that I'm going to, but just as a fan, just to show support, show love to the promotions and to the wrestlers, things like that. But again, you guys support indie wrestling. I cannot stress this enough. Support indie wrestling. If you have any indie shows in your area, go ahead and show some love, because these guys are always putting themselves and their lives on risk, on the line, for our entertainment to be able to do these shows. And aside from that, being able to support small promotions gets them the opportunity to bring in bigger stars, somebody that you've probably been wanting to see. So again, support indie wrestling. And I think that's all I got to say for today.
That's the mic drop right there. Well, hey, welcome back. Great to have you back. Great to see your beautiful smiling face again. So welcome back. And that's going to do it for our show today. Survivor Series. Next week, we'll be going over the results. Am I right? Is Sami Zayn causing the end of the bloodline, or at least the beginning of the end, right? That's it. We're gonna do it. That's a wrap. I'm your host. Tony Twist.
Let me answer Daniel Escobedo. Daniel, if you are in the IE area, make sure you give me a follow on IG if you already don't. I'm always posting promotions in the IE for sure. I don't know if there's any right now, but for sure in January, there is going to be a sick lineup. So
there you go. Check out those indie shows. I'm your host, Tony Twist, joined by Miss Hollywood Liz. And happy Sunday, everybody. Go watch some football, I guess. I'm not going to go watch some football. But hey, we're out of here.